Alright, welcome back everybody. We're now on part 13 of the Dark Souls 3 All Bosses walkthrough. We're in Firelink Shrine for just a moment to place Yorm's cinders on his throne. We now have 4 of the thrones occupied, and there's only one left, which belongs to none other than Lothric, who, even though it seems like it's going to be our next boss, it's actually, there's like 3 or 4 bosses that we're going to be fighting before him, so won't be going there quite yet, but we are going to be making our way back to the Vort bonfire. And unlike other episodes of this playthrough, we're actually going to be starting this one with a boss fight. None other than Dancer of the Boreal Valley, one of the more famous bosses from the game. It's given plenty of players some grief in their playthroughs. She can definitely be a tough boss if you don't know what you're doing. That's where I'm currently stuck on my level 1 playthrough, is Dancer, because phase 2 can get pretty nasty. Dang. Alright. So like I said before, as soon as we approach this statue, the cutscene for Dancer is going to play. If you want to watch that, by all means, go for it. I'm going to skip it for my thing. So Dancer phase 1, she just has one sword. She does have a grab attack to be wary of. Oh, speaking of the devil, if you roll to the left, that's going to be your best bet at avoiding it. If you roll to the right, you're setting yourself up to get within the hitbox for the grab, which can honestly last quite a while. And just like her compatriot from the Boreal Valley, Vort, strategy is going to be stick to her butt. Alright, so yeah, phase 1, nice stagger there. Pretty straightforward. You want to get out of range of this phase 2 transition. Now, to start phase 2, she's going to do this big old spinny attack that just seems to go on forever. If you're able to get behind one of the pillars, it's the easiest way of avoiding it. And this is where the fight really begins, because she's got all kinds of combos now that can be hard to read. A lot of them last a really long time too. It can be tough to know when exactly they end. Ouch. And just like that, see, it's phase 2 is no joke. It's really easy to get comboed to death. To be fair, I really haven't leveled my vigor all that much. I'm only at level 25 on vigor. At this point of the game, it's probably better to be a little bit higher. I'm sacrificing health for some more damage, so that's totally my fault. But you might be able to be tanking her hits a little bit easier than I am. All depends on what you've spent your levels on. Gosh dang it, these Lothric Knights are the worst part of this run back. See, just crap like that with those guys is so obnoxious. Alright, start with the grab again. Again, always dodge left on that grab. Stagger, very nice. I forgot, one of the ashes that we gave to the Shrine Handmaid unlocked unlimited gold pine resin to buy, and so I recently just bought like a ton of it, and I haven't been taking advantage of it. Alright, so again, phase 2 transition, get behind a pillar. While she's doing this, I'll actually try to buff my sword real quick for some extra damage. There we go, yeah. Ooh, get out of there. Nice. Ouch. Ouch. her range can be very deceptive. The swords go a lot further than you may be led to think. The hardest part about her fight on level 1 is just stamina management, because like I said, she has these really long combos. So trying to figure out, you know, having enough time to dodge and then be able to attack right afterwards can be tough to figure out. But there you go. There's Dancer. Phase 2 is much harder than Phase 1. Phase 1 is not too bad. But like I said, it's definitely a boss that gives a lot of new players some grief. So don't feel bad if you die to her a bunch. It's a pretty normal thing. But real quick, I'm going to go spend these souls on some levels, and I'll be right back.
Welcome, husband. Verdente. Farewell, Ashen Ming.
Alright, we're back after spending those souls. Now we can actually use the Basin properly by pushing A here. The Knight's going to decapitate himself. There's going to be some blood that comes out of there for some reason. Kind of weird, I don't know. And then a ladder is going to drop down for us to be able to climb up. Okay, we have, right from here, we have a big major branch here. So moving forward there takes you through the rest of Lothric Castle. That's where you need to go for the Lothric boss fight eventually. This level is fairly lengthy because there's a few different areas that we'll need to go through to eventually get to that boss fight. But we're actually going to go left to a completely different area. This is going to lead us to the Consumed King's Garden. Got a Cathedral Knight here. Ouch. Come on, dude. Stop being annoying. Dude, he is being a piece of shit. Oh my gosh, I can't roll through that for some reason. Really hard to get to his back, so sometimes just trying to stagger him can be the best course of action. Oh, nice nimber. Okay. Right here we've got an elevator. We're not going to take it all the way down because there's actually a drop-off point that we can take about halfway down. It's right here. There's either an Undead Bone Shard or an Estus Shard that we can grab over here. Can't remember which. Estus Shard. There we go. Cool. So that will put us at 13 flasks. Alright, this is one of the more annoying items to grab. Oh wait, no, that's on New Game Plus. Okay, so we're good here. On New Game Plus, there's an item over there on that stairway, and it can be really, really annoying to try to get to. Okay. This is another toxic swamp, quote-unquote, area. So I did buy these blooming purple moss clumps from the Shrine Handmaid just to have us prepared. Because there's an item over here at the bottom of the elevator that requires us walking through this. Or maybe not. What? Man, I think I'm just getting a lot of New Game Plus items confused, apparently. I don't know. There's an item right here to grab. Ring of Sacrifice. Awesome. Now as we get back on land, we can just pop one of those moss clumps. Okay, in this area, We'll go take out this Cathedral Knight for now. There's a few pus of man walking around, and they can, you know, if you've ever fought one up to this point, they can be really obnoxious. With the big two-handed weapon, it can be really easy to stagger these guys. I forgot about that as we were up fighting the other one. So, maybe the better course of action as opposed to trying to get them to open up their back. Okay, let's equip some fire bombs. We don't have any black ones, which kind of sucks, but pus of men are weak to fire. So I think we'll also buff our weapon real quick with some charcoal pine resin for some max damage against these guys. Yeah, this will weaken them a little bit, make it so they don't attack us right away. Yeah, their attacks can be really hard to read and can just kind of come out of nowhere. So anytime you can get a leg up on them to where they're not attacking you, it can definitely be worth it. Right, some slugs down here guarding these items. Shadow set from Dark Souls 1. Nice black fire bombs. We're actually going to equip those right now to deal with these other pus of men. Because that will do some big damage. Only 2 of them, but even then, like, they still have quite the impact. Alright. We lost our charcoal pine buff, so let's reapply that real quick. Oh. I remember a hollow being over there. Damn, stupid slug. Alright, let's go ahead and toss this on. Go. Alright, and then just one more that we can take care of. Usually I don't even like fight these guys in a normal playthrough, because I usually ignore most of these items, but for this we're going to make sure that we take them out just to make it less of an issue grabbing all these items. There we go. That's the last of them. Alright, another Titanite chunk. We're going to need lots more of those to upgrade our weapon again significantly. Lots of human pine resin over here, which that applies poison to your weapon. So there are a few bosses that can be poisoned, including the very last boss of the second DLC. So it definitely has its uses. Perfect, another chunk. Okay. Now we're able to go up to this area. Oh, there's a summon here. Oh, Hawkwood. I didn't know. Wow, that's new information to me. I never knew you could actually summon him here. So there you go. Up ahead is a boss fight, so definitely welcome to summon him to help you out. We're not going to go there quite yet because there is another area over here that gives us a shortcut. Alright, so we're going to take the elevator all the way up. In this room ahead here are some Thrall, our favorite enemies. There's also a couple of hollows that are able to buff enemies around them. So that's a little preview. There's more of them throughout the rest of Lothric Castle. It can be kind of annoying when they apply those buffs. Here and casting that spell. Oh, luckily they're just buffing each other. What they friggin' do? Boom. Okay. this last Titanite chunk, and then there you go. Shortcut unlocked. I'm actually going to take advantage and use this bonfire since we've used quite a bit of our Estus. Because the boss up here, Oceiros, he can be a little bit of an annoying one depending on when you actually get to this fight. He has some charge attacks with some very, very questionable hitboxes associated with them. Overall, I think he's a pretty decent fight. Okay, we're just gonna try to run past all these thrall. Ouch. Okay, so back to the elevator. And we're going to send it down, but there is a drop-off point. Shocker. A lot of the elevators we've been taking recently have a drop-off point about halfway down. Come right here. And this has a ring for us, the Dragon Scale ring. That, if memory serves me right, improves your backstabs. Yep. Reduces damage from backstabs. Okay, so it's the opposite. So, good PvP ring to take some reduced damage from when you get backstabbed. Another reason it's good to come this way is this guy, he will buff these Cathedral Knights that we see out here. So, definitely worth coming this way. We're going to try to take out these Lothric Knights. These are just great sword versions. They don't have any shields, so we don't have that to worry about. Although sometimes those can be the easier ones to kill because they're really easy to stagger. Ouch. Sometimes these guys can be really annoying. Get a backstab. So much poise. On runbacks, I will just skip past these guys. They're not too hard to run past at the very least. But whenever I'm going through an area for the first time, I typically like to kill all the enemies, except for a few exceptions. How is that not a backstab? Come on, dude. Literally did the exact same thing before and it wasn't. And that one drops a magic stone plate ring on the first kill, so lots of rings in this game. Okay, we can hear Oceiros making weird noises. From what I understand from the lore, he used to be the king of Lothric. So he's like Lothric and Lorien's father. But he became consumed by something and turned into a dragon. He became like obsessed with, becoming a dragon, and just kind of left everything else behind. Very cool voice acting, but we're going to skip the cutscene and just get straight into the fight. Get some lightning applied to our weapon. So phase 1 has him walking around somewhat like a human. Phase 1's not too difficult.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me?
Be careful, he does have some attacks like this that spread frostbite. So you want to be at least a little careful of that. He scares the crap out of me for my level 1 playthrough. I'm really worried about it. He does have some cool dialogue in the middle of the fight. Alright, here's the phase 2 transition. Now he goes full on beast mode. He's going to be on all fours and fly around and use some ice breath attacks. Ouch. See, and that's the charge attack that I'm talking about. Really hard to predict. Stagger. see, like, level 1, that's an insta-kill easily. So, this guy does scare me, but I gotta get past Dancer in the first place. Ouch. Another problem with this boss is this freaking arena. It's just so easy to get in, like, an awkward position. And the camera can be all kinds of weird, too. Man, the charge attack is just so obnoxious. Stagger. Spin attack of his is fairly easy to avoid. Man, we are staggering him like crazy. Oh, we're gonna get a riposte. I don't think I've actually ever done that against Oceiros. Very cool. Wow, he staggered like crazy in that. That was fantastic. Okay, so key to success right there. hit him in the head with a big sword, and he will stagger, and apparently you get an opportunity to riposte if you do it enough. So very cool. All right, so that's Oceiros, and yeah, that's it for the Consumed King's Garden portion of this series. So from this point, we'll be going past that door and onto another boss. But hopefully this is a nice little guy. This is a shorter episode, but I typically like to end episodes with, you know, fighting the boss of a specific area. So we'll continue on past here in episode 14. As always, please like and subscribe if you can. But go ahead and see you in the next episode.